Hello, sports fans, and welcome to Super Bowl 101, a special Super Bowl edition of Scott Sports 101. We've got a lot of great segments today. We're going to talk about the game in certain segments and what we expect, and we're going to relive some of the greatest coaches in Super Bowl history, some of the greatest players in Super Bowl history, and a lot more today. But before we get to any of that, for this first segment, here is the first segment. Super Bowl 101 trivia question. Who was the youngest coach to win a Super Bowl? I will have the answer later in the podcast segment. Well, the big day has finally arrived. It is Super Bowl Sunday. Uh, uh, the Kansas City Chiefs and the San Francisco 49ers will battle it out for the title and the Vince Lombardi Championship Trophy at Allegiant Stadium in Paradise, Nevada tonight. And kickoff is at 6:30 on CBS. Uh, Now this game is, as you know, this game is a rematch of Super Bowl 54 3 years ago, and and you can expect both of these teams will be ready to come out and play hard in this game tonight. Kansas City Chiefs running back Jerick McKinnon has been designated to return off injured reserve, and his practice window has opened ahead of today's game. Uh, and Super Bowl today's game, the big Super Bowl game, according to a report from NFL Network's uh, Ian Rappaport. McKinnon has been on injured reserve since Christmas Eve with a groin injury, but would be a significant Super Bowl, uh, a significant addition to the Kansas City passing game for Super Bowl 58. In 12 games this season, McKinnon has caught 25 uh, passes for 192 yards and 4 touchdowns, serving as the Chiefs' go-to pass catching back. Another weapon added to the fold would be helpful for the Chiefs as they contend with uh, potent San Francisco's potent offense. Excuse me. Although Kansas City was a healthy uses a healthy rotation of running backs, including Isaiah Petco and Clyde Edwards-Helaire. McKinnon adds a burst to the lineup that can be used to change as a change of pace option on handoffs out of the backfield on passing downs. The Chiefs have a very dominant defense, and you can be sure that Kansas City's defense will be ready and look to keep the 49ers from getting into the end zone and scoring touchdowns. One of the big questions in Super Bowl 58 is is the final, and if is this the final game for Travis Kelce? And we're going to talk about him quite in our third segment, but that's a little ways away. But right now, here's something about Travis. Kelce is already a Pro Football Hall of Famer and an NFL postseason legend as well. He currently ranks second in playoff receiving yards, 1,810. Uh, First in playoff receiving yards. Excuse me, that's a mistake. I did that. Uh, uh, First in playoff receiving receptions, 156, and second in playoff receiving touchdowns, 19. After his third Super Bowl win, in which he scores a touchdown, with Taylor Swift by his side as confetti falls from the sky, Kelce makes an eyebrow-raising comment concerning his future, uh, saying he is going to take some time to ponder what's next. That ramps up retirement speculation, and Kelsey ultimately does step away this offseason, just like his brother. So, and a whopping 12 out of the last 17 Super Bowl MVPs have been the quarterbacks, excuse me, and of the winning team. In fact, when Kansas City defeated San Francisco back in 2020, I thought it should have been, Damian Williams or Travis Kelce, either way. Uh, that won the Super Bowl MVP, not Mahomes. Mahomes turned the ball over twice, while Williams averaged 6.1 yards over per carry on 17 rushes and scored once on the ground and once through the air. But MVP is a quarterback award, whether that be in a regular season or the Super Bowl. Uh, I predict Mahomes will become the first player to win three MVPs in a 5-year span. Another Super Bowl MVP would make him the third player in NFL history to win the Super Bowl MVP, three Super Bowl MVPs, excuse me, along with Joe Montana 3 and Tom Brady 5. Uh, so, uh, and we'll get back to more of this segment in a moment. Right now, it's time to reveal the answer to the segment one Scott Sports, Super Bowl 101 trivia question. Who is the youngest coach to win a Super Bowl? And if you said Sean McVay, you are correct. Sean McVay is the youngest coach in NFL history to win a Super Bowl. He was just 36 at the time. And I'll have another trivia question in my next segment, so stay tuned for that. Uh, uh, and Kansas City appears to have overcome uh, its regular season offensive struggles and even won two playoff games on the road as underdogs against the Buffalo Bills and number one seeded Baltimore Ravens. As for San Francisco, the NFC's number one seeded, scraped by the Green Bay Packers and Detroit Lions to make it to the big game. Brock Purdy is under center under center for the 49ers these days as a former uh, Mr. Irrelevant. He will become the lowest drafted quarterback ever to start a Super Bowl. What does that matchup hold in store for us? Will it feature plenty of points or more defense? Uh, and who will win the Super Bowl MVP? Now, and we're going to break this down for some early predictions for our final game of the 2023 NFL season. Last week, Mahomes became the first quarterback to not be sacked and not turn the ball over in three straight playoff games dating to last year's Super Bowl, but he was taken down two times against the Ravens, getting pressure on the quarterback will be a point of emphasis for Steve Wilks' unit. The 49ers defense has struggled this postseason, allowing an average of 386 total yards per game, which ranks number 6 among the 8 teams that played at least 2 playoff games this year. Bosa is going to take it upon himself to be a game changer In 11 playoff games, Bosa has recorded 10 sacks. Uh, uh, he got two Mahomes once during their uh, during their last Super Bowl meeting. This time, he gets to the quarterback twice. In the last Super Bowl matchup between these two teams, the Chiefs were uh, the Chiefs were down 10 points entering the fourth. Uh, Entering the fourth quarter. However, Mahomes' offense scored 21 unanswered points to win by 11. We won't see that much scoring in the final stanza this time around. But the ball will be in Purdy's hands with a chance to win the game late. So now down 24-20 with 2 minutes remaining in the game, the 49ers offense takes the field following Tommy Townsend's touchback, Tommy Townsend touchback, excuse me. Purdy begins picking up uh, chuck plays through the air, first on a Christian McCaffrey screen that picks up 12 yards, followed by a 10-yard pickup from George Kittle, and then a 20-yard uh, from catch from and run from Brandon Ayuk. It looks like Cisco is going to pull this off. After all, Purdy has 0 game winning drives in the regular season and 2 game winning drives in 2 playoff games. However, it's not meant to be for the 49er fans, as Purdy and Deebo Samuel aren't in the same page on a timing route, leading to Nick Bolton interception. The 49ers opened up as slight favorites over the Chiefs, but the line immediately started moving in Kansas City's direction. People realized that getting Mahomes uh, at a plus money is an auto bet if you're betting on this game, just like it was last year's Super Bowl. It will be interesting to see how the line moves over the next 2 weeks. Uh, uh, but underdogs are 3-0 against the spread in the last 3 Super Bowls. Uh, Favorites are 29, 26, and 2 all time. Mahomes 10-1-1 ATS in his career as an underdog, and 9-3 straight up. He's also 3-0 STI as an underdog in his playoff career, uh, with 2 of these wins coming over the last 2 weeks. The Chiefs have led for 205, 30, 2 minutes and 35 seconds and 36 seconds this postseason. That's the fourth most by a team entering the Super Bowl since 2000. For the 49ers, they have led 27-30 for 27 out of 30. That's the least amount of time led by a team entering the Super Bowl since 2000. The Chiefs also have the best defense of the Andy Reid era, with 17.3 points per game allowed per game allowed in the postseason. Contest. The Chiefs aren't going to waste time. Waste the best defense Mahomes has ever had, and will cement this team as a dynasty. That's why I have the have game under. The under is 14-6 Chiefs games this year, and 9-1 in 49ers games this season. Now the Chiefs didn't need an offensive explosion uh, and they to defeat the Ravens, while the 49ers needed to create a second half offensive explosion just to have a chance versus Detroit. So I think today this is going to be a fun, exciting game. And I do feel I am going with the Chiefs to win this game. That is my Super Bowl pick. And I know I've revealed it early, so I just wanted you to know that I am going with the Chiefs for this game tonight. So, and I do think the Chiefs will get the win, and Patrick Mahomes will win his third Super Bowl MVP. So, we got a lot more coming up. In the next segment, we will look at some of the greatest players in Super Bowl history. And before that, have another trivia question. So I'll be back right after this. Stay with us.